Hey guys, DB right here. Today I am back with another What If, and continuing with What If Fasha and Gine survived, which told an interesting story where not only did Gine survive, having been accidentally thrown into Kakarot's space pod and it taking off, Fasha also managed to somehow miraculously survived the ambush from Dodoria and his men. And of course the big blast, when well, depending which story you go to anyway, not important. Bottom line is Fasha survived Dodoria's ambush somehow to find that her planet wasn't there and managed to reunite with Kakarot and Gine in the process. And well, that led to a very interesting sort of Dragon Ball story going on, with the Pilaf saga pretty much remained the same, with more or less Gine and Fasha tagging along for bits and pieces during the Red and Ribbon Army saga, and Fasha especially having fun laying waste to the Red Ribbon Army stronghold. It just reminded her of old times back when she was in the Saiyan military conquering planets for Frieza. Good times, good times. And well, as for little Kakarot, he became strong in his own right, and the whole fortune teller Baba sequence went very different when, for the first time in, well, almost a decade, 12 years, yeah, that's right, 12 years, both Fasha and Gine and little Kakarot were reunited with Bardock, Bardock being the mysterious champion in Fortune Barber's, 5 mysterious fighters that they have to fight to get the fortune, to get the final Dragon Ball. It's not Grandpa Gohan this time, because Grandpa Gohan is actually alive. With Gine being alive, as well as with Gine being alive, as well as Fasha, the whole explanation of who the Saiyans were and what they do and what happens at a full moon, there was no surprise there. And so they were able to avoid that. So Grandpa Gohan was never trampled to death. So instead, to make it more interesting, we had Bardock. And well, with Bardock beating both Fasha and Gine in the fight, but being amazed that both of them were able to increase their power since the last time he met both of them, especially with Gine, since she never had much interest in fighting whatsoever. Still doesn't, but at least with her son and Fasha, at least training is more or less like a safe environment, and deep down in her core, she is a Saiyan after all. So Bardock, very impressed with his wife, and even surprised at little Kakarot, power level of 2, and even though still nothing compared to him, nothing compared to Bardock, and nothing compared to his mother and Fasha at this point, but still, his power was quite impressive for that age, especially starting out as a power level of 2, that he could actually get this strong on a planet like this. But as he learnt, and especially watching some of the other fighters fight like Krillin, Yamcha, obviously Earth did show some promise in terms of warriors and stuff like that, and whoever did the information dump of the did not do a very good job. And well, bottom line is, at least Gine and Fasha and Kakarot got to say their final goodbyes to Bardock, and well, they were able to retrieve the Dragon Ball, restore Upa's father, and, well, this led Goku's motivation to train and become stronger, even more potent, just knowing that his mother and Fasha were that much more stronger than he is, and that his father, the level he's at. Yes, Goku would push himself very far. And well, needless to say, he did so, and that paid off in the tournament because, as I recall in the previous part, he actually won the whole thing. He won the whole thing, and this is where things began to take its dark turn, where we last left off, where Krillin has been destroyed by Tambourine, the 4-star ball taken from Goku, and yeah, and Goku was run off to face down the assailant, while Piccolo has begun filling them in on who Piccolo is and what he's capable of doing, and that they've got to get Goku back immediately. But no, Fasha and Gine, well, they have a different view. I wouldn't worry about Kakarot so much. He's a Saiyan after all. He won't be taken down so easily. Fasha's right, Master Roshi. My son will deal with the creeps responsible for this. I believe in him. Well, I sure hope you're right about that. And, but, just the same, Bulma's gonna build her preserve capsules to, store Krillin's body, and as it turns out, anyone else who may need them, and of course, build a new Dragon Radar, and well, they're going to begin looking for Dragon Balls, just in case they need them to, banish Piccolo. That is their best bet, and it's their best bet to sort of do that before Goku tries to take him on. And well, meanwhile, Goku did indeed catch up with Tambourine. Child, explain. What do you want? That, the Dragon Ball. You're the one that killed Krillin. You're the one who killed my best friend. Ha, that little bow guy was your friend? Ha. It was no problem. He was so weak. And well, you may think Goku was out of energy during the last fight with Tien. Actually, no. He had quite a bit of energy to spare, actually, when he beat Tien. There was still that devastating destruction, and they were both falling from the ring at the same time, but Goku had more than enough energy to keep himself in the air and land and not get hit by the truck and, take even more damage. And well, Goku actually had more than enough energy to take on Tambourine, although it was a very close fight. He was still, I'm not saying Kakarot. I keep forgetting to say Kakarot, It's Kakarot here. Kakarot was still weakened from the Battle of Tien, just not as much as he was in the original. Enough that he could take on Tambourine, but it's still a pretty close fight. It's like the same sort of intensity of watching Goku battling with Tien. That's about how intense his battle with Tambourine was Tambourine is here. He actually would have had to have he would have beaten him a lot easier if it had have been from if he actually got his full day's rest or whatever and recovered fully. Tambourine would have never stood a chance. But bottom line is, Kakarot did defeat him and recovered the Dragon Ball. And well, he did more or less detect the other from Master Roshi, and well, Goku just more or less tried to warn him that there may be other monsters trying to look for it. And well, any more monsters associated with him is, well, they're just as guilty. They may as well have killed Krillin as well. Kakarot, will deal with a lot of them. And well, meanwhile, with that, the hunt between the Dragon Balls, Roshi and the others is going on great as per normal, and you got Fasha and Gine there as well, who are basically able to lend them a hand and get them out of hairy situations, no problem. And so yeah, it's pretty much a walk in the park, really, and Yamcha's recovering as best he can. Now meanwhile, Piccolo has sensed the destruction of his minion Tambourine, and well, he is not happy about this, and he's had to create another warrior. He hasn't actually created Symbol, because Tambourine had died first, and well, this also meant that Tambourine has failed in his mission to bring Piccolo the list of the World Martial Arts Society, which means Piccolo can't hunt down the other martial artists. So thanks to Goku taking out Tambourine early, we've actually solved that problem. The papers are scattered all over the countryside by now. So there we are, there's a difference. That's not canon, that's not canon! First try? Anyway, so with that, he has decided to create a more powerful warrior than Tambourine, and this would be the warrior we get later in the series, Drum. So Piccolo has had to create Drum early, and this has put a strain on the old Namekian. It's easy enough creating someone who's significantly weaker than he is, but as we know, Drum is actually quite formidable. He's more or less on par. I'd say he's more or less on par with King Piccolo at the moment, when you consider that King Piccolo is weakened from being in his elderly state. And well, yeah, needless to say, King Piccolo is definitely huffing and puffing quite a bit, and he's sending Drum to deal with Kakarot and, well, Yajirobe. And well, as it turns out, when Drum does catch up to Goku, after all, Pilaf's able to point him out with his own radar. And well, and I'm pretty sure they can sense energy as well. So with that, and Goku still trying to convince Yajirobe to hand his ball over, and that he needs it to resurrect Krillin. And well, this is where Yajirobe is actually attacked by Drum, being mistaken for the one who killed Tambourine. You will pay for killing my brother, even though he was so weak. I can't do a Drum voice. I can't. Sorry, guys. I think he sort of sounds like that, or is it more like a Nappa voice he's got? Hey, I'm Drum. I don't know. Anyway, I'll just give him a voice like this for now. And well, needless to say, Yajirobe is trying to fight off the beast, and after all, make him his new breakfast. And well, he's actually having quite a hard time. After all, this isn't Symbol he's battling with, it's not even Tambourine. Drum is quite is leagues above both Symbol and Tambourine. And well, needless to say, Yajirobe is actually taking quite a beating. He's actually got a few bruises on him, might be bleeding a little bit. However, lucky for him, Kakarot shows up, and a battle between Drum and Kakarot goes off, and thanks to now Goku being fully rested after stealing Yajirobe's fish and being fully rested, Goku's back at full power, if not a bit stronger. You know, a Zenkai boost from the battle with Tien, also the battle with Tambourine after, would have given him a significant power boost from that, as well as like I said, during his 3-year training gap between the tournament, he was actually able to push himself further, and the whole motivation of how much stronger his family is compared to him just motivated him to get a lot stronger. And well, needless to say, Drum is toast, and he's beaten just as easily as he is when Goku appears to rescue Tien in the main timeline when he battles the rejuvenated King Piccolo up at King's Castle in the original. So Goku's pretty much at that level without having to take the sacred water. So That's pretty much bad news for King Piccolo, who is now sensing his death and is on his way to face Goku himself. And well, Yajirobe, of course, handing the Dragon Ball over Goku when Mai made the mistake of using the outward speaker announcing King Piccolo. King Piccolo, I know that guy, I'm not messing with him. Hey Goku, here's the Dragon Ball, I'm gone, bye. And well, Kakarot again, sorry. And well, with that, Piccolo descends. So you must be the whelp that dealt with my children. And well, luckily for King Piccolo, he's had a little bit of resting time, so his power's more or less restored. So you get a battle between Kakarot and King Piccolo, and it's a pretty epic fight. Even though it's clear that King Piccolo's a lot stronger in his rejuvenated form, and that Goku's still pretty much the level that he is at King's Castle. It's still a pretty good fight, just due to the fact that King Piccolo is still a pretty smart opponent. He actually manages to grab Goku by the tail and throws him into the ground a few times. Even though Goku's not feeling drained of power when someone grabs his tail anymore, he's still got the problem of someone grabbing him and being able to lift him and smash him into things. That's still a bit of a problem. And yeah, needless to say, it's still a pretty epic fight, no matter how it gets. Oh, damn! What is with my speaking today? Anyway, sorry guys. Anyway, with that, with a super-powered Kamehameha, and Piccolo mistaking this for the Mafu Bar, Goku fires it, and the Kamehameha does damage Piccolo very greatly. And he's now weakened to the point that he's dying. He's dying and could go any second. The only thing, he only has a little bit of strength left to pull off 2 feats. To throw a bit of a distracting blast at Kakarot so he can gain some distance, and then he spits out Junior, just like he does in the original, using the last of his strength to do so. He didn't get the Dragon Balls to restore his eternal youth, but that's okay. His reincarnation may succeed where he failed. And he self-destructs like he does in the original, leaving basically Pilaf, Mai, and Shao, and Piano standing there. Piano, who's basically just going off on... I don't know if Piano's a guy or not. I assume so. Anyway, Piano is off looking for the egg, and he will nurture Junior. And well, thanks to that, with Fasha and everyone else gathering the Dragon Balls and burying it, not sure who this is approaching. This could be King Piccolo, so everyone's getting ready to attack. But they are just happy and amazed to see that it's actually Goku. And he's actually there before them. And well, luckily he's just not quite as damaged as he was in the original story when he battles King Piccolo during the finale of the King Piccolo arc. So he didn't have to be driven off to Korin's tower to get Senzu Bean or anything like that. He was just sort of breathing a little heavy, a few bruises on him, a bloodied lip, a little bit of tear in his gi, wear and tear in his gi, that's about it. But he's got the Dragon Balls, and they are ready to use them to wish back Krillin, which they do. And well, thanks to Goku taking out Tambourine early, no other martial artists were harmed. Giran wasn't killed, the Bacterian wasn't killed, none of the martial arts society was harmed during this whole story. And well, And really, this would actually mean that Planet Earth never knows the terror of King Piccolo, because he never takes over the throne in King's Castle. So this will make things interesting, I think, for the Junior arc. No one knows about King Piccolo, so no one might run from him when we get to him in the next tournament. If I go with it that way, I'm not sure yet. And well, with Krillin resurrected, and well, the next couple of days after everyone's rested and recovered, and Fasha and Gine just being so proud of their Kakarot, how far he's grown, how strong he's become, and yeah, you know, even though they're Saiyans and they don't admit it, Kakarot did have them a little worried. And well, suddenly there is a knock on the door, and standing before them is Kami, and he wishes to speak to the young man who defeated Piccolo. And that is where we're actually going to leave things for right now. So what do you guys think? Did you enjoy this story? And yeah, I do apologize for the way I'm speaking at the moment. Yeah, I don't know what's coming over me now. I am still sort of recovering from this cold I've had, so maybe I'm mixing my words up a little bit like that. Believe it or not, I'm actually worse with a script. For those of you guys who wonder why I don't use a script when I do these what ifs and just read from it, I'm actually worse at it. Like, you know how I pause talking normally when I do these what ifs? I'm actually 100 times worse with a script because sometimes when I read things, I'm reading the same line over and over again and things like that. And of course, I pause to get a little fix in the next bit. Well, no, it's not pretty. Anyway, it's not pretty. And besides, I like doing them improv. I like doing my what ifs with a bit of an improv like this, because it actually makes it more fun. I find that makes it more fun. It makes it sort of like a game for me. Let's see how I can make this different. Here we go. Just grab the camera, here we go. I do think a little bit prior, though, on how I want the story to go. A day or two. And sometimes, yes, I do indeed write them out. I do indeed write them out as far as like the gist of the story goes. So anyways, so that was just to sort of answer some of the questions I've been getting in the comments lately about people commenting the way I speak and do my what ifs. Because I know other what if channels, yes, they do use scripts. Masco X, he does read off a script, and he's pretty good at that. Me, I'm actually better at this. And as always, thanks for joining in. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. No, as always, leave your thoughts in the comments. Always enjoy reading them and seeing where I may have gone wrong, if I have. And yes, to those of you in the comments who are picking on people who are sort of nitpicking in the comments, just leave them be, man. They're allowed to nitpick. They're allowed to nitpick. In fact, I want them nitpicking. That actually helps me make my content better. You know, if I make a sort of mistake or something that doesn't make sense to someone, I can maybe use that to make my next what if that might have something similar happen. Even better, yeah? Alright, catch us later, guys. See you later.